Good evening. Here is the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Monday, the 14th of September. All right, first off today, we're seeing green across the board, and this is kind of like what we've been seeing lately. We see one day up, next day down, one day up, next day down, back and forth like this, but there's a general rising pattern to what we're seeing. There's a little bit of a trend. And as we say, rule number 2 is that reversals start from the inside out and they propagate higher. So far, we have a trend to the upside right now on the 5-hour chart, even though it is a very mild trend on Bitcoin. Again, what I'm trying to figure out right now is, even though this looks like a bear flag, this is exactly what we saw back here before this thing blew up to the upside. This is much of the same of what we saw here before it blew up to the upside. So we might be seeing the same kind of thing before we have just sort of general persistent risk on to the upside. Looking through some of the other coins here, we pretty much have the same look and feel to everything. Still looks like a bear flag to me. Bitcoin is probably the best looking of the bunch. A lot of these have very flat patterns, which don't look all that great. You know, like Cardano really looks like a bear flag, as does Litecoin. Binance Coin, we talked about this one the other day. This one's ripping to the upside. Don't chase after this one. Got a doji high wave candle here today that shows indecision. More than likely, this thing needs to flag out for quite a few days, if not a couple of weeks, to digest these gains from here. Now, most of these coins look the same all the way down the top 20, with one exception here. NEO, believe it or not. This is a blast from the past of 2017. Here's NEO, and what this is showing is potentially a small time frame cup with handle pattern. A break above 22 versus the US dollar would be an entry into NEO. This one actually looks really good. If we look out at the weekly chart, this looks really good as well too. This looks to be a chart that is transitioning out of a base. So NEO looks like a good pattern, good setup right now above 22. And looking at some of our swing trades, actually the next one is another blast from the past of 2017, which is Icon. Icon appears to be setting up with pretty high energy here and is starting to run into accumulation. Now, I'm not really seeing the volume that I want to see from this. It's certainly not the volume that we had on this initial spike up, but this is kind of a grinder move. And we're seeing enough volume to push this, just enough volume to push this. But if this continues above 5,000, we have a big energy spike right now. There's a lot of energy for this thing to run if it wants to continue. So it looks to have been reversed and is setting up higher highs and higher lows. If you want to be more conservative, you can wait until it breaks above 5,100 sats for more of confirmation for your entry. But this one actually does look fairly good. And those two, between NEO and Icon, both kind of blast from the past here, going back 3 years. But those two are my trades of the day for today, Monday, the 14th of September. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.